Hey everybody, I'm Jill Redfern and welcome to Third Shift Movement Shop, home of literal technique. This tutorial is an introduction to the internal obliques. The internals are one of the 4 abdominals and they are also one of the 7 muscles central to our alignment. The internals stabilize the lumbar vertebrae, they stabilize the pelvic barrel, they flex the vertebrae forward, they flex the vertebrae to the side, and they rotate the vertebrae. We use these muscles in each and every movement when we dance. Anytime, anywhere, any place, we should be using the internal obliques. They're incredibly important in our technique. So let's take a look at this muscle so you can see what it looks like and where it is in your body. So these are the internal obliques. The internals are a pair of muscles. The muscle fibers are on the side of the body, and like transversus abdominis, there is what's called an aponeurosis in the very center of the muscle. The internals lie on top of rectus ab. The internal obliques have 3 origination and 3 insertion points. The first origination point is at the TLF, the thoracolumbar fascia. The second point is that the front 2/3 of the iliac crest. You can see the outline on the iliac crest on either side where those 2 arrows are pointing. And the third origination point is at what's called the iliopectineal arch. That is an aspect of the pelvic barrel. The internals insert in 3 places. This is the back view of the first insertion point. The first insertion point is the costal cartilage of ribs 10 through 12. Costal means rib. The ribs have cartilage, and although the floating ribs 11 and 12 have cartilage, their cartilage does not come around and connect them to the sternum. The cartilage of rib number 10 does, however. So when we go to the front view of the cartilage for ribs 10 through 12, the pink line inside those circles is outlining the cartilage of rib number 10. Points 2 through 3, the muscle is a pair. They're a pair of muscles. 2 internals come from the origination points and they insert at the linea alba. You can see, like transversus, the internals have an aponeurosis in the center. They insert at the linea alba, and that aponeurosis is a muscle attachment, connective tissue. It's springy, it allows the muscle to exert pressure and move around. The other insertion points are those tiny pink dots inside the 2 circles down at the pelvic barrel. And that is a tendon that inserts at the pubic crests, a tendon that's formed by the merge of fibers from transversus and the internals. They merge into a common tendon and they insert at the front of the pelvic barrel. What I'd like for you to take away from these photos is some basic understanding of where the internals are in your body. We use the internals any time we move. We should be using them in every movement when we dance. They're significant stabilizers of the lumbar vertebrae and the pelvic barrel. They stabilize the pelvic barrel because their contraction can actually change the tilt of the pelvic barrel and bring it back into line. They laterally flex, they flex the vertebrae forward, and they rotate the vertebrae. So when you're in class this week, begin class on the floor with your eyes closed. Your pre-class warm-up on the floor with your eyes closed, and visualize this muscle. Visualize all of the ways in which it can move the vertebrae and stabilize the vertebrae based on where it originates and where it inserts. Once you get into your class, isolate this muscle physically in all of your movement and really play around with the contraction of this muscle and how it is used in all of the movement that you do. Okay, I'll see you next week.